Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's Vin. Man, I haven't done this in a while, but yo, nice to be back. Nice long break. But we're back to talk Giants football. It's hype season. You know what it is. Game one, preseason, in and out. All the hype is real for all our draft picks, it seems. Guys, welcome back, man. Welcome back. That's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, it was a good run. It was a good run. And, like I said, the only thing that gets me upset about this time of the year is that summer's ending. But thank God football's right around the fucking corner, so you don't even have any kind of summertime fucking end blues. And you go right into shit and we just start it off. So,
oh, yeah.
It is what it is. It's that time.
Yeah, it was nice to have a nice little break. But camp season is hope for everybody. Every team starts 0-0. So,
Yes.
we're always looking up. We're always smiling somewhat going in. So hopefully we keep those smiles through the fall.
Well, you know who got me smiling after this first preseason game in camp is, let's just talk about him, Abdul Carter. Jules, I got to admit, Jules was on him for a long time. I really wanted Travis Hunter, but God damn it, I'm so glad we beat the Colts and we slid down to 3. And this guy is just ridiculous. I mean, every training camp video I see, I'm just watching the preseason game, 3 straight snaps against a Pro Bowl tackle in Dawkins from Buffalo, just fucking skated right by him. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, Dawkins wasn't ready for that. He put that one inside move on him, and it got Dawkins. And Dawkins is a fucking legit left tackle, dude.
Yeah, no,
that's no joke, man. Listen, he might have missed. He might have came on a bad angle, and he probably wouldn't have gotten Josh Allen either because Josh is too big and nimble to move around. But dude, I'm sorry, that was just fucking insane. and the best was they played him for that one little series, and they were just like, okay, we're good. Pull him off the field, please. That's it. Yeah. We saw everything we needed to see. Thank you.
Don't need to see anything more, Ben.
Yeah, I think Abdul Carter is definitely. I love him over Travis Hunter. I think the Jaguars are dumb. I don't know. Thank God they were right before us because I'm like, oh, I hope Carter's there. I hope Carter's there. I gotta tell you, I'm big on demeanor, and I love everything that he has given the media. I love everything he says. He seems like a humble guy. He talks about winning battles. I like that Shane Bowen's kind of like throwing the kitchen sink at him, different packages. So I'm hoping, if our run defense can improve, which I'm hoping it will, that we can get all 3 of those guys out with Dexter out there. I want to see Burns, Thibodeau, Dex, and Abdul, and I don't think we get that package if teams are running on us, you know what I mean? So I hope Carter gets his shot. I hope there's no injuries to this line. This line could stay healthy. That's always a concern. I don't want to crown anybody yet because it is the New York Giants, and every time we get a pick that we like or we don't like, it doesn't work out in one way or another. But that's why I don't want to be too enthusiastic about it. But
get crazy.
Oh man, this guy could be a gold jacket guy though. This guy is. Oh, this is something. This is something very special, and it's a lazy comparison to make about Micah Parsons, but they come from the same school. The play style is similar to me, as far as I can see. Jules could probably comment on that a lot better.
Honestly, I really feel that Carter plays the run better. That's the thing that I think coming out of Penn State separates the two, because he was, like I said, not that they didn't do that with Parsons, but Parsons was definitely more of kind of get up in your face, break up the run. He could do that kind of shit. But like I saw Parsons, I saw Carter actually come in and like go down the line, downfield, like they say, on a sled or whatnot, and like stop the run, make plays like that in the backfield. You know what I mean? He's that versatile. He knows how to still attack, but not attack too much where he over pursues and like he gets burned on the screen or he gets burnt with the run or something like that. He's versatile. And then the kid could drop back. Like if he like does one of those things where you mentioned where literally you have Tibbs and Burns in there, he would be in the fucking flat. or covering like that, like playing like a true outside linebacker type of feel, like you used to have like back in the day where it wasn't that edge rusher. So
Mm.
I mean, he's got that kind of versatility to him. Like, dude, listen, I don't, I can keep going on about him all day, but you're right. I don't want to get too overhyped. You know what I mean? I like the fact that they let Thibs go out first, and he played the whole first defensive series, and then fucking Carter came out and replaced him. He had Thibs on the sideline. Thibs didn't look happy about that. So even if it becomes something where it's such a rotation where all three of those guys are fresh all fucking game long, think about it. I mean, you know what? Maybe you have a series, in the preseason you try it, or later on in the regular season, where you have Thibs and fucking Carter out there, and Burns is on the sideline for a couple of plays. You know what I mean? And then he comes back in or some shit like that. Like, I think that's gonna add to it, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna take the pressure off of the guys like Dexter Lawrence and everyone else in the middle, because they can't no longer single those guys up. Because if they do, that's going to cause problems. Inside run or outside run doesn't matter. And that's going to free up the interior lineman to make more plays and actually have a better attempt at that. I mean, listen, McFadden came off the corner on that
Oh
fucking
my
second
God.
play of the game. Oh, hey, he looked like he was fucking regular season, full ready, full go, man. He
No
just
doubt
lit
about
that
that.
fucking play up. You know what I mean? So, like, that's the kind of shit that line is going to bring to it. I mean, look, PFF, who I fucking hate and always talk shit about and this and that, they
Are the
already are putting
worst.
the Giants' defensive line as top 3 in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
I
not
I
also
ain't
I,
surprising.
saying it, PFF, bro.
I also want to say that chemistry wise, as far as camp is concerned, I went to a couple camps. Carter um is with Burns and Thibodeau. They are like glue. The three of them are together non-stop. So if to me, to the public, it looks like they are getting along. The competition, the egos, none of that's kind of like been thrust into the side. They look like they're helping the kid, and the kid is kind of with them at all times. I like I love what I've seen out of Carter, out of camp. I think he's the real deal. I really hope like I said, I don't want to get over hyped about him, but I really think like we get to see him. It really comes down to Shane Bowen at this point. Like he got Shane did his thing. He got a CB1 so he could move your guy, Deontay Banks, over to CB2, who we may lose that job.
Right.
The guy can't turn his head for the life of him. And then you got Holland to put with what's his name? Tyler Nubin. So you did something that I love about the secondary. You didn't draft them. You got free agents,
Yeah.
because I hate when the Giants draft all these corners and defensive back. McKinney was
They
like the
don't
only
do it
one that
right.
kind of worked out, but he didn't even get a second contract from us. You
I'd
know what I
be
mean?
I'd be a little worried if like Abdul Carter was just hanging out with like the kickers and shit. You know what I mean? Then I'd be like a little bit
No, no, but I
concerned.
mean you mean like
I'm
how in
glad he's
training
with those
camp
guys. I'm glad he's
like
with.
like how they're always like all some of them are off to the side by themselves and all that, and a lot of them are like the wide receivers don't hang out with each other like that. But these three dudes
Interesting.
are with each other nonstop. I'm telling you, everybody knows it at camp.
What
These
happens
three
like
guys are together.
what happens if you do try to like double team Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, right? Say you do that. Like my prediction is I think teams start doing that after like the first couple of games. And then I think Tibbs, I think Tibbs might have a good year because of that. And then he's gonna demand money. I'm not, I don't want to get way ahead of myself, but it could come to the point where he has like a really sick year because of like those two guys next to him, and of course Burns. And he just has like a monster year. And then what's gonna happen with that contract later on? I mean, it's a good problem to have. I'm
Might be a
just
good
saying,
problem to
like
have, dude.
You know what it is?
somebody's got to benefit.
It's a problem. It's a problem that good teams have.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not used to it because we've sucked for so long. That's a problem where it's like, damn, we gotta let Thibodeau go. But we got Carter that's waiting in the wings. We drafted him. He's working out. His
Yeah.
ceiling is higher.
And the main thing to figure out is like this, we always say the NFL is a copycat league, right? So the team in your fucking division just won the Super Bowl. And how they win the Super Bowl? By that fucking defensive line that was knocking Pat Mahomes all over the fucking place in that Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So now what do? You go out, you get that kind of shit. You go out and get these defensive linemen that are going to come at the quarterback and be fucking, terrorizing them and shit throughout the game. Like that's how you fucking win. And look, to kind of, because you mentioned Banks, I think that, and what I was hearing, because I watched that preseason game deep into it, what I was hearing was that sometimes Dable said that what he wanted to do was with Kafka and all the other coordinators is he wanted to put pressure on them. So he wanted to call things that were definitely a risky call just to see how the players would react, how the defense would be called, and everything else. So on that third or that fourth down play when they got really burned bad over the middle in the second half, like Dable basically said that he wanted to make sure that they were blitzing and that they wanted to come with like a kind of like an open blitz where it's going to like really open up the defense just to see how they would react. So he was doing a lot of that in that game, which is great because that means he's testing everybody. You know what? He was saying he doesn't really care about the outcome. He wanted to see how these plays were playing out. You know, and you know, to hear that and then to hear that all three of those dudes are kind of hanging out, it's good because it's reminding me of another group on this team. And then, you know, and that would be the quarterbacks. You know, the quarterback camaraderie from this team so far, because now we talked about fucking, you know, Carter, but now it's time to talk about our other first round pick.
Do they hang out together, Vin?
The quarterbacks? Yeah, you see them in training
the way,
because
yeah,
but I will say this about the quarterbacks. Throughout camp, they've been treating Jackson Dart as the number 2, even though he's going to be the number 3. He's been with Russell Wilson, whereas Jameis and DeVito have been together all the time. But I think Jameis is going to be the number 2. He just doesn't need the reps that Jackson Dart needs. No, Jameis is going to be the number 2.
I'll make a friendly bet with you. I bet Jackson Dart gets number 2.
You talking about the start the season?
The thing that I saw,
no
at least
I'll take that bet.
All right, there we go. Julie's got it.
All right,
$1,000.
All right. But the thing that I saw that stood out to me the most was how they were all sort of like, they were all around each other throughout the whole preseason game. You know, when Russ came off the field, he was immediately over by Dart. You know, when DeVito was out there, you had fucking Dart running on the field when he threw that touchdown pass, fucking celebrating and hugging each other. You don't see that kind of shit. Not in a quarterback room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not only is this the best quarterback room we've had in, I don't even know how many fucking years, because I'll even go back to like Eli and Daniel Jones. And at that point in Eli's career, this room might be better. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like
Eli and Warner.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's crazy how good that this fucking this quarterback room is. And if they're all feeding off of each other and actually being that kind of humble and having that camaraderie, where these guys are literally like just learning off of each other, feeding off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
Bro, that says a lot, man. You know what I'm trying to say? And like, you know, I kept hearing Carl Bakes basically saying on that, you know, on the broadcast, was that basically like, he was like, man, I was so impressed with how not only Carter, because Carter was included with this as well, but Dart, how they were both just like composed and like, yo, Dart was like hanging in that pocket and he had great pocket presence and he knew when to step up and he knew when to take off. He made a couple of like overthrows, but he's a fucking rookie. You know what I'm saying? That's not even supposed to be starting week 1. So like a couple of these are going to be expected, but then he threw some fucking dimes, man. And that touchdown pass was fucking incredible. He threw such a fucking laser that I didn't even think, I thought it was like either dropped or incomplete or overthrown or something. All of a sudden it's like touchdown.
I was like, what is it?
That's against the Bills, say a fucking starting secondary right there. You know what I'm saying? DeMar Hamlin had no chance of coming over and cover 1. He didn't even have a shot, and he didn't look him off or nothing. He was like, yo, I'm throwing to the corner and I'll beat you, bro.
They said he checked out.
He was just like, oh, yeah, you got him, kid.
They said he checked out of that play, Jules, right, to make that pass.
Yeah, he made the audible to go.
He made the audible
to go.
That's
like
great.
He's picking up the game like that already. He's not under pressure to have to start. He can run. He's got good pocket presence. I get it. It's preseason. It's game 1. Doesn't mean shit.
Let's get hyped, Jules. Let's get hyped, man. Number 1. Back to Dart rated number 1. F you, Josina Anderson, for talking all that junk.
Listen, I did want to come and talk a lot of shit because I had to watch, once I heard that Shedeur Sanders was starting the night before for Cleveland on the NFL Network, and that was the game they were showing. I had to tune in. And yes, they went to a local Cleveland broadcast. But the way these guys were fucking talking about Shedeur Sanders, you would have thought that Shedeur was their number 1 pick overall, and they took him with the 2nd pick or some shit. Because they were, oh my God, oh, what this, what that? Bro, he was like floating balls. He got one good run because he made some fucking end that plays for Carolina that's not even going to be fucking there probably by the start of the season. That looks slower than him. He beat him to the corner, and that was really it. The touchdown pass that he first threw literally was because fucking there was a fumbled fucking kickoff and they got the ball on the fucking 10-yard line. Yeah, and like they called a play action. The guy was wide open and he hit him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
is there a legitimate shot he's the week 1 starter though?
No
way.
Who is it? Who is
It's
it?
Joe
Because they
Flacco.
got like five guys in that
It's
quarterback room.
most likely Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Who I heard is he's been horrible. I can't.
I mean, I
Sucks.
I know.
know. Like,
But like, bro,
watch,
they
watch me
were
Watson again.
raving about him. It was insane. So to see Dart come out and perform and do what he did, and against, listen, Buffalo's got a good fucking defense. To see him do it against that D is impressive. You know what I mean? Like I said, you wanted to see him make the right decisions, make the right audibles, have pocket presence. That's all you ask for when these guys are that young. He had a great run. Shit, I think he would have been able to have bigger stats if Washington doesn't drop that pass and hit him dead in the fucking face mask. Shit, hit him dead straight in the face mask, man. The guy couldn't handle it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I
If
know.
that's Malik Neighbors, you would think he's got a 80% shot of catching it at least. That's another first down, and who knows what he does with the rest of that drive. You know what I mean? So, like, it was very impressive. I do want to see what he does against the Jets. Jets got a great front, too. Hopefully he gets a lot of burn in that game as well, or at least gets some against the starters or like Miosis, or, like a combination of the two, because then I really want to kind of see what he's doing. I mean, let's keep in mind, guys, we didn't see Evan Neal. We didn't see fucking Malik Neighbors. There was a couple of key guys missing from offense.
No Slayton.
All right, Slayton was the other one. Thank you.
Andrew Thomas.
And that offensive line, Vin, still looked pretty fucking good, man. It still looked pretty fucking good.
I think our fifth round Embo pick is again we got. Let me say this about Dart, Carter, and Embo. These guys, with whatever test they've been given so far, they've kind of checked off the box. They've done their job. Dart went 11 for 17 today in the joint practice against the Jets. Another really good defense. The Jets defense is pretty good. And I think he had about 2 touchdowns, I heard. So I didn't see any clips or anything like that. I just read some stats. I want to say this to you. I want to say this especially to the trainer. Calm down about Jackson Dart. I don't want to see him. I want him redshirted. I don't want to see him. I want that dude buried on this depth chart. You get him in there. If the season goes off the rails,
I get it.
I want him on the bench. I want him, around. To me, Russell Wilson. To me, I know he's had his Hollywood shit, which I still don't like, but on the field, he's a professional.
He just won't last, Finn. He don't last a full season anymore.
He will. Russell Wilson, if we have any semblance of winning and going to the playoffs this year, it's got to be him. He's got to be protected. I think if the pocket collapses, we're in a lot of trouble. But if they could hold up, he is a professional quarterback. We are not used to it. We've had Daniel Dimes throwing bullshit for the past 8 years or whatever the fuck long it's been. I'm telling you, Russell Wilson in camp, the ball, once it comes out quick out of his arm, it's right where they want it. His chemistry with Malik Neighbors may have 1,500 yards because of Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? I'm thinking Wandale, who I don't really think is talented as much. I don't. He might have a pretty good year. Slayton, all these guys may be all right because Russell Wilson has to be good. And I think the line has to protect him. And Embo playing left and right tackle, and he did all right with it. Oh my God, this kid is versatile. But again, don't give him the starting job just yet. I like it as a depth piece. Maybe he fights the Hudson guy for the swing tackle spot. Let's develop these guys. We need to develop them. We can't just thrust them into these positions and be like, all right, go.
Jules, you think Russell Wilson lasts? Ben actually thinks he's going to last a full season.
So here's the thing. What I gathered from seeing Russell Wilson as a Giant, right? He's a veteran, like you said, professional quarterback. 100% couldn't agree more, right? And what was he, like 6 of 8 or something like that in his fucking time in there, or 7 of 8, like
6 of 7, I think.
6 of 7, right? There we go.
Your boy Russell Wilson.
Listen, but he's also small, right? He didn't keep her around. He never married her. He realized he had to cut that chick after he got drafted.
Just like going to the Giants, he's upgraded. So people that are listening would just put a picture up of like when Russell Wilson got drafted, his ex-girlfriend just looking at him like with a crazy look in her eyes. You got to see it. You got to just tune into the YouTube and just see it. Just look it up online.
He's that smart.
It's infamous.
But you know what I kind of do see what we could expect out of Russell Wilson, and I don't want to deep dive into this too much because we'll be going over it again in a couple of weeks for sure. but like just to kind of like set up, foreshadow it at the very least. Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've been saying this, and I'm gonna continue saying this. All right, there's sophomore slumps all the time for all these type of fucking players, and especially when it comes to the quarterback position. The fact that everyone thinks that Daniels is gonna just come out and he's just gonna fucking be this fucking next level guy, and he's gonna automatically be up there with Lamar and Josh Allen in year 2. Pump the fucking brakes, everybody. The kid's good. He's got talent. He can fucking run. He's accurate. We get it. But that also doesn't mean that teams aren't going to adjust to him. They're not going to see what his strengths were. They're not going to be a little bit more adversity at him this year. Let's also keep in mind that I can think of 3 games immediately that Washington got very lucky to fucking win. All right. It was against us when Malik Davis dropping the ball, Chicago with the guy jerking off in the fucking background, and right. and against the Eagles when Jalen Hurts got hurt on the first fucking drive of the game. Right. And they almost lost to the fucking backup quarterback. And that's just 3 off the top of my head. The Atlanta one was crazy with a call. All of a sudden, they don't make the fucking playoffs. All right.
A lot of close
games. Then they go out being all cocky this past weekend, and they don't play any starters. Not one. You got Terry McLaurin in contract fucking controversy and all this other shit where he might not even play week 1.
He's on the pup list.
He's on the pup list. He's probably inactive for week 1.
That's
like they are literally setting themselves up to get upset in week 1 at their stadium. And here's how I'm thinking that this might actually happen. Seeing Russ come out like he was doing the quick little crossing routes, the check downs,
quick game, baby.
Without Malik, if the line felt a little pressure, he was quick with the pass, audibling, doing the screens. Which unfortunately I think would have been a lot of fucking scatterboo if he was fucking healthy. I think those plays are specifically designed for him and what they envisioned when they drafted him. But what he was like the dude threw 1 incomplete pass. He's going to be that guy that knows how to manage a game.
Efficient.
He's going to be efficient with the football.
He's
going to know how to run the clock and let our fucking defense do its job. So they're not out there fucking for, 45 fucking minutes a game, and they can be the fucking team that they need to be.
That'd
and if
be
we
nice.
play through the defense, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, this team could fucking go fucking 1-0. I'm going to just throw that out there because I'm telling you, Washington is beatable. That's all I'm saying.
1-0. How about 10-0?
Little by little.
Trina, I just don't want like the Jackson dart to hover.
Right.
I don't want Dart to hover over Russell Wilson. You know what I mean?
He's not.
It's Russ's job.
Is that why you want him number 3?
Huh?
Is that why you want him number 3 on the board so you don't have to hear it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a big part of why.
That's a big part.
Yeah. I don't want Dart
right?
around. I want him to come in. Either if we're blowing somebody out, give the kid some reps. That will not happen. Or like if it's like week. It's deep into the season. We're mathematically out of it, which is very possible that this can happen because the way our schedule sets up. I think the team's better. I think the roster is much better and much improved. However, our schedule's tough. Our division's very tough. And, I think it could be unlucky. I think it's gonna be rough. It could be a rough year.
Ben, look what they did, though. Look what they did to start Eli Manning's career. They waited half a year. Sure, they had a winning record at the time, but they went to him. If he's ready, he's going to be ready. And he's like, dude, he's number 2 right now.
What was your reaction when that happened? Because I remember I wasn't for it.
I wanted Warner to keep going, but I understood it. The Giants were playing for the future. They weren't
we were 5-3. Did we miss the playoffs that year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 5-3 when Warner got benched.
Yeah.
But, what the hell? Did he have a thumb injury though, Warner? He had like an injury.
That might have played a part in it, but they never went back to Warner after
he could have played through it.
Once they started Eli, that was it. There were no turning back. They were not going to go back.
And Warner still had something in the tank. Don't forget, the following season he took fucking Arizona to the Super Bowl?
He went to the Super Bowl with Arizona.
Right. That could have been us.
To Pittsburgh. Like shit.
But again, like we need to also not compare any of these quarterbacks to Eli.
No, of course.
Eli Manning is something different.
I'm just saying that's how the Giants do. They did it with Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? So that's how the Giants do it. Don't forget the Giants were done with quarterbacks when, Hostetler won the Super Bowl. Then they just went back to Hostetler. Fucking stupid Ray Handley. Just fucking went to Phil Simms, you idiot. That still drives me crazy 40 years later. Hold that. Let me not fucking let that go wild. But I know you were talking about before we start going off tangent a little bit. You guys were talking about, Marcus Bowe. Embo. I love to call him Embo. I just love the M there. I know it's
I know, me
you
too.
know why is it there? It shouldn't even be there if you just pronounce Bo. Just fucking get an eraser, take that shit off your jersey.
He's
But
African, right?
yo, he had an impressive day. I gotta say, man. I think the only knock on him was in the combine. We had like small arms. Like if he's legit, I don't give a shit about all these other intangibles. If he could play football, he could play football.
I
And
couldn't believe that he dropped to us in the fifth round. I
a
couldn't
lot of people
believe
are
it.
saying that.
And I was like, oh my
Seriously.
God. And now this kid is actually showing up at camp, showing up at preseason. I would have loved to have seen Evan Neal. Jules mentioned it before. That would have been the top guy.
Yeah,
Scatterball, I know what I'm getting out of him. I would love for him to have the reps. I think Darius
That's the
Alexander
thing.
is
Yeah, that
behind.
I wanted him to have the reps so that
that's
week
right.
one, week
Darius
two, he's
Alexander.
out there on the field and he's getting meaningful playing time to mix in. Where because listen, I'm telling you, some of those screens. Look, I don't know about you guys, but like I got to bring up the screen thing one more time. I felt like we have all been yelling at this monitor and each other
Oh
for
my
fucking the
god.
past couple of seasons that we never run screens. I
Yep.
feel like we ran more screens against Buffalo than we did all last season.
What
You know what
about
I'm
that
trying to
loop?
say? Like,
What about
and
that
that's
loop
kind of
we
showing
throw?
what we're going to bring to the table. And yeah, to me, I was like, fuck, man. I remember that, the Arizona State fucking playoff game that you talked about. But like, when he caught a couple of those screens, bro, he looked like, forget it. He looked like fucking like, Marshall Faulk catching that shit almost. You know what I mean? And he was like a
Yeah.
little bowling ball that just took off with that shit. Like, that's going to bring a fucking dynamic to our team. Look, we picked up a couple of first downs with those screen passes. Imagine with the actual guy that we drafted for that play
Absolutely.
in the
But what
backfield
about
for that. You
what
know what I
about
mean?
Dart? What about Dart's little lob? He lobbed it like so perfectly. What did like Daniel Jones did not know how to do fucking screens? Was he retarded or something? Like I don't know what. Like now I can say this now he's off the team, but like I don't know what happened with that.
That
Like
was your guy, Trader. That was your guy.
finally the screen game is back, man. Yeah, can you tell I'm fucking hyped up for this season? I can't wait. Man. Let's go. So what other guy besides Embo stood out to you guys? What guy surprised you?
Graham Gano. Thank God he's back. He's healthy.
Ray went
He's
right to the kicker.
Yo, I don't know about you guys, but I draft Graham Gano every year in fantasy. I think Gano, other than last year, he's always been pretty automatic, and I like him. I don't know what the hell Dable was doing with him last year.
He
The
was
guy
hurt
was
though.
hurt, and
He
he
was
put him
hurt.
out. You
Yeah,
know
he's
what I
like, fuck
noticed?
it, like go kick it anyway.
They said it too, that when Gano kicked it off, he would run straight to the sideline. Like he's out of the play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
he's
think
done.
he's learned from some mistakes. I think, guys, it's going to be we're going to be in close games with this defense. So Graham Gano is very important, and we need a kicker. And I know everyone's like, you get a kicker off the street. Well, we've been struggling, doing that.
Yeah,
So I'm glad to see Graham Gano kind of back. I know he's older, but he's back to his Graham Gano stability ways. So I'm happy to see that. Um, any other players? I don't know.
well, you got one. You got one. You went with the kicker. That's a little crazy. But Jules, who else? Who you got? You come back around to you, man.
I got two. I'll start with the one guy that I
Oh, well,
shouted out.
go on, and then it's my turn.
I'll
Fucking
shout
crazy.
out the first guy. I alluded to him earlier. I shouted him out in the beginning. So, McFadden, bro.
Yeah.
So what happens is this, right? It's just like with any kind of sport. When you're with a star player, it feeds the energy out to these other players because the attention's always on that player, right? And these other players step up or they don't. And sometimes they get better. And McFadden's, he's only 25 years old. He had like 100 tackles last year. He can take that next level because there's so much focus and attention on so many other players on that defense that he's going to be that guy that's kind of loosened up a little bit.
He works hard
It's hard for
too.
fucking people to get to that second level to get to him. You know what I mean? So that's a guy that I saw when I saw him. I'm pretty sure it was Ray Davis that was running the football for him, and he came in, he blew up that fucking play. I was like, even Carl Banks was like, "Oh damn, all right." He's like McFadden just keeps getting better, and he looks like he's in fucking form for the regular season at this point.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
guys like that if they could step up and they could feed off of these other stars that are on the field, that's what makes a defensive unit as good as it can be. And if this kid could just go up an extra notch, he doesn't have to be fucking, elite level. He doesn't have to be a fucking Pro Bowler, first team this, nothing like that. If he could just go up a notch from where he was last year, this defense is going to be fucking legit, boys. I'm telling you.
That's what I like to hear. Maybe I'm stealing your second player, Jules, but I'm gonna name another linebacker, Trace
Okay.
Ford. I thought he like came in the game and had a couple nice plays, some assists, solo tackle, I believe. I think he maybe had one or two, but he looked good, man, in position. We need that position. besides Mika Fadden, we need other linebackers to come in and step up in that position.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I don't want to
Bobby
get
O
beat
can't
by
be
the
the only one.
yeah, I don't want to get beat by the tight ends anymore. You know how
That's the only
same old
thing.
stories goes. If this guy Ford could tackle and stay in coverage, man, like we need a gem. We need to find a gem, and maybe he could be that guy because he seemed to get a lot of playing time. So that was my guy. Ben, back to
And
you.
since you were so excited about Gano.
Yeah, is it the punter? Are you gonna name the punter now or the water boy?
Hopefully we won't use the punter much this year. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah,
Just go
Caleb
for it. Put
Williams.
the put no.
We
He
ain't
got, he
used
got
no
excited
punter.
about Gunnar fucking Oswalski. He's like, that guy was catching footballs, bro. He caught that pass from Jameis Winston in the end
He's
zone.
important. He's very important. That guy. He's very important to us.
Look
That
at
guy
him.
brings stability. You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it. Special teams always killing us, and you guys are just gonna laugh at special teams.
He
Like,
was like Don Beebe leaning out for that fucking catch that he caught there for the slant on
Yeah,
fucking
Don
Jameis
Beebe. You don't quit. You don't quit at all. I wish we got to see. Well, Hudson sucks at left tackle.
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything that we're excited about all goes to is for nothing if Andrew Thomas does not play week 1. I don't care what anybody says. Have you seen the numbers offensively? What and what
not
we
good.
do when Thomas is there and when Thomas is not there? This fucking guy with this, what is it, the Liz Frank injury that's still, I'm hoping they're just saving him, for the summer and then hopefully like right
Well,
before.
Dable said if anybody had any kind of injury over the summer, they weren't playing that game.
Yeah, I heard
And
him say
everyone
that.
else was playing. So that's why Neighbors sat, Slayton sat, everybody's, so for now, that's all I think it is with
You
fucking
know,
Thomas.
you know
That's
who I
it.
got a big, you know who I got a big problem with? I'm fucking done with him. I've been done with him. Jalen Hyatt. Get him the fuck out of
He
here.
was hurt too, though. He had a little bit of a
He's
hammer.
a bitch. He's done nothing. He had the audacity to ask for a trade in the offseason. And then on top of all that, he's playing, he's getting a lot of reps in the beginning of the first week of camp. And then he starts up with his cramping. Fuck that dude. He's not a football player.
They
Not for
baby
the
him.
Giants.
They baby him too, man. You ever see like Russell Wilson? Oh, I'm excited to work with. It's like almost they're trying to hype him up, like so the word gets back to him to give him
He's a mental
confidence.
midget. He's a
Yeah,
mental midget.
that's what it is
He's
with him. I think,
he's a
man.
Because you know
bitch.
what
I
it
think
is?
he's a
He's,
bitch.
he's, he's super athletic and he's got the talent. So they're
A lot
trying
of
to not,
players
they're
do.
trying to bring him along because to be honest with you guys, we could use him. The receiver room is not the greatest receiver room.
No, it sucks.
You know what I mean? So if this kid can become at
Yeah,
least
neighbors.
a deep threat and create some separation on that team, it's going to be helpful. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to do it every game, but if he could do it every couple of games and just be a threat at
He
times,
doesn't
that's the best
contest
we
the
can hope for.
ball, Jules. He doesn't go up and go get the ball. Like he could run great, but he looks for a flag. I'm not a fan at all. And
It's,
I
it's
think
it's surprising that he won the Balishnikov in college and he's playing like this in the NFL.
It's
come
weird.
You know what I
back,
mean?
come
Like
back,
that's surprising because
come
that
back
doesn't
with
really
a
happen.
6 rounder for him, and I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. Because we got some other dudes like Bo Collins out of Notre Dame. We got Washington, Humphreys. These dudes
Like,
are busting their ass. They suck.
Dude, you can
But
catch
they
the ball better than Washington.
Jalen, do you know how many catches Jalen Hyatt's had in this league so
Like
far?
four.
It's fucking atrocious. It's atrocious. Come
And
on.
remember, listen, and now Cedric Tillman's getting a lot of hype over in Cleveland, and they were a duo in fucking Tennessee when they were in college together. And people said that Cedric might be better, but Hyatt was getting all the hype, and he had that game against Alabama, and like I said,
yeah.
Balishnikov winner. It's surprising because usually it may not translate into a wide receiver 1 or 2, but it at least translate into a career in the NFL. Usually, right? Where a guy like has some years and he's a good role wide receiver or special team. Like he doesn't bring any of that to the table. It's surprising. Maybe it is a mental thing for him. I don't know.
Nothing even for special teams. Nothing
I
there.
know, right?
Nothing.
Like he can't even return or anything. It's
Like,
crazy.
and what do we do, Eric Gray? Like, we've been struggling there too. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
mean, he's
neighbors
that
back there.
quick. How can he not just catch a kickoff or a punt and run?
Dude,
You know
remember
what I'm
when we,
saying?
I called it
People
when they
can't.
put what's his name? What was the older cornerback we had? We brought him back last year from the Titans. What's his name? I loved him. The corner. We paid him good money.
You mean a couple of seasons ago?
No, wasn't it last year?
Oh,
We
he came
brought him
back.
back. Who?
He came back.
Yeah. What was
Oh
his
God, why am
name?
I drawing a blank on him?
short. He was short, but I fucking loved him. I thought he was a gamer. They made him the punt returner, the kick
And then he
returner,
got hurt.
and he got fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker, you know? What was
Yeah, but
his
listen,
name?
but that's the thing. Jalen Hyatt is
Get it, Ben.
expendable.
Adoree Jackson.
Yes.
There we go. Jack Rabbit. No, that's the other
No,
guy.
that's another guy.
I know.
Well,
Fuck
but
Jack
listen, but
Rabbit.
Jalen Hyatt is expendable in the sense where if he got hurt on a punt return, sure, it sucks, but it doesn't kill us. You know what I mean? Like
He
he's
don't
wide
fucking do
receiver
it, though.
4 or 5 right
Probably
now.
don't know how to
And
do it.
it's- And they say his speed is crazy. His
Right.
speed is lightning. It's like,
How
what?
you can't catch a kickoff? They don't
I-
even rush you anymore on the kickoff.
I heard on the
You know
kickoff
what
they
I'm
tried
saying?
it.
Like, what the
They
fuck?
tried him on kickoff shoes. I heard he was so fast he just went straight through and didn't even tackle anybody. He just kept fucking going.
He was so fast that like the ball was too scared to like let him catch it. And the ball
He
just
forgot.
disappeared.
He forgot he had a
It just blow
tackle.
up in the sun.
What
But real
did
quick, one guy that impressed me, and I don't know if it was because I watched some of the training camp prior to the kickoff, but this guy, he's a veteran. But I think, again, it fits in what I was saying with McFadden, where these type of players are going to have a huge opportunity to step up and get a little better. That's all they got to do is be a little better. And the guy I'm talking about is fucking he's fucking Roaches. You know, Raheem Roaches.
Nacho.
fucking
And
Taco
something about,
Bell,
like you
man?
said in high school, he was eating nachos or some shit, and that's how the name stuck, something along those lines.
Nacho
But, yo,
Roaches.
He's another guy, man. He was good
thing.
in college in Miami. He had a pretty decent career with Buffalo. He's a good veteran lineman that can fill up that middle, that kind of like adds to that team. I'm telling again, but Ben, these are the guys they say, because now they're going to get all the one-on-one. There is no way this guy's ever getting defended, you know, a double teams rather. Like like these guys, what they're going to do is step up a little bit. Just elevate your game a notch. And that makes the defense that much better. You're about to run. If he just elevates his game a little bit, that run defense becomes that much better.
But what if
It's
he's just
crazy.
not even starter caliber? Like, he's a good depth piece. I don't know if he's like a
I'm
good
just saying,
starter.
I saw a
though.
couple of things out of him that I thought were pretty good. He was doing a big segment warming up, and like he's got his reads down, and he seems to be really focused this season. You know, it's those kind of things that you want to see because again, we don't need him to be a star. We're not asking this guy to have fucking 10 sacks or fucking. We're asking this guy to play his spot. And if he can hold down his spot, that's going to make the defense that much better.
Jules, I really think the defense will come down to Shane Bowen's scheme. Like, that dude don't really blitz like that. Like, just put this out there.
Yeah.
Somebody said it to me at camp, and it's been in my head ever since. Can you imagine this talent with Wink Martindale? I know Wink, you could say what you want about Wink, but Wink, oh my God. Like, that would be a dream come true, I
It
think.
would be pretty intense.
I'd rather steal Spagnuolo back from KC and have him with this.
All right, that guy's a champion. He's part of a dynasty right now. You know, we're talking about a dynasty.
Whatever, he was part of us first, right? So fuck that
A
shit.
long time ago. I'm talking about a guy that we had that, you know, the predecessor to the current guy we have. Like Shane Bowen's like kind of like a doof, you know. I don't know, but I'm hoping, you know, we do something.
Let him see, bro. Look, he's also never had this kind of a defense either.
True.
He didn't have this kind of a front with Tennessee. You know, like now he's got to test out his fucking toys too and see how they play. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna run a few things. I mentioned earlier with Dable throwing like curveballs at him and shit just to see how he handles it.
I'll tell you,
it's good exposure, man.
Paulson and Debo. That's a legit corner.
Yeah,
he runs with neighbors every day, and he's there. He just neighbors.
Telling you guys when we signed him, man. The fact that Belton, because our fucking
I love Dane Belton. Dane Belton.
No, I'm just saying, but the fact that our in-house fucking Washington fan started trying to talk shit to me on Saturday, and he was like, "Oh, you didn't have any starters out there?" He's like, "Your boy Belton fucking got lit," and I'm like, "Belton doesn't start for us anymore, dude. He's a depth piece now."
And he's a ball.
This is how
I love
we are. That guy could have been a starter, but he's just there when we need him, and he fills in packages. That's how good this defense is getting. And like, don't forget, guys, we never really had multiple shutdown corners in any of our championships. All right, but we had that front that got to the quarterback, created that pressure, and all of a sudden the corners start to go right up.
That's how you build the defense. That's how
your defense gets good.
Yeah,
when those guys got to run around with the Jamar Chases of the fucking world for 10 seconds, Jamar Chase is gonna fucking get open. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
100%.
Speak for
Like,
yourself. We had Corey Webster, baby. Spider-Man.
you know what I mean? Like, yo, we won with some questionable corners, and like to have this guy at cornerback 1 and then have Banks or Flott, whoever's going to end up at cornerback 2, or even if they end up fucking rotating,
I
it's
think Banks
just
will
going to
get it.
make them better.
I think
Oh,
Banks will
Banks
get
is
the
going to get
second.
it because Flott was hurt.
Yeah, but
I
I
get
think
it, but he might be healthy for the season when the regular season
Banks,
rolls
Yeah.
around.
but the pressure off Banks being number one, him sliding to two, their second best wide receiver, or line up on that side of the field, whatever the case may be, I think that might be better for him. And I don't think he had a bad preseason game. I know you guys want him to turn around, look for the ball. I get it, but he fucking made some plays.
I also heard that they're they're not going to travel. They're gonna play on their sides.
One
That's what
side,
I
that's it.
heard. Yeah, I heard they're gonna play on their whatever side they're comfortable with, and that's how they're gonna do it. So I don't
Oh
think
fuck,
I don't think
not good.
Adebo is gonna travel with like AJ Brown or he's gonna travel with CD Lamb. I think it's whatever side they're on. So
I
Deontay better be
know.
fucking ready.
CD Lamb's like, I'm going to
Dude,
Bankside right now.
yo, Deontay Banks has a lot of potential. The guy is
Does
fucking physical. He's right
does.
there with the receiver. Just turn the fuck around. That's one thing. I've been saying this shit for 2 years now. Just turn your head, you stupid dick. You know
True.
what I mean?
It's true, man.
Guys,
You gotta have his
let's not
sense.
forget
Like, look
about
at his eyes.
let's not forget about Darius Alexander. All right, because he could also fill in that middle. We took
Way
him
too
with the first
quiet
pick.
so far. I'm disappointed so far.
Again, but that's what I'm saying. With Noches being there and being the veteran, that gives us that veteran presence where we don't have to rush this guy in. Similar to what you were saying
You're
about him.
right.
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean? And that's where I'm saying that, like, this is where Noches' fucking presence is going to help that defensive line.
Was
Again,
Darius a third rounder though? Alexander was the third round. I was
he was a
hoping.
third round pick,
Yeah.
dude. So, like,
I was
we
hoping to be a
expected him to
starter
step up.
there. I would hope for him to start, but he's behind. He's way behind. He's way too quiet. He's unimpressed so far.
Listen, it's week 1, but again, like I said, like you said, you mentioned earlier, these are your words. You didn't want us to rush these guys in. So why are we rushing him in? You know what I'm trying to say? Let him learn it. Let him get it down packed so that eventually he overtakes Noches for that starting role. Because if he doesn't, then like you were saying, Noches isn't the starter. He isn't this, he isn't that. Because our starter's in the waiting, and hopefully he can play it. And again, remember, we keep saying, these guys don't have to be the star. They just have to play their position good. That's it. Play it good, and we're gonna fucking be that much better on defense.
Who's the leader of this defense? Who's the captain of the defense?
It's Bobby O because he runs the plays and shit.
Is that Burns?
It's really Dexter. It's Lawrence, bro. What are you crazy? It's sexy Dexter. It's his D. He's the guy. He's the fucking best guy on that defense as of today. As of today, he's the best
We'll get
guy.
after them. We'll get in their ass when they're fucking up. Vocal that way.
You don't know how vocal he is?
I know he's a jokester. I know.
No, but he's like,
he's making jokes.
He's like, yeah, but see, this is where another reason. And I'm just going to bring up Dart again for a quick second. Dart's like a quarterback we've never had, in the sense that Eli, come on, I mean, look at all the shit that they used to talk about him, but he was a quiet leader and he got shit done. And he's absolutely a jokester because you see him on TV all the time. Now the guy's hilarious, right?
Yeah, he never showed that.
He never showed that part of him. He was always just business, went out there, did what he had to do, said what he said in the huddle, and kept it going, right? Daniel Jones, we were praying was that, but he wasn't, right? He was fucking lost in the sauce, it looked like, right? This kid, Dart, he's a vocal leader. This kid gets out there, bro. He runs out on the field. He's high-fiving dudes. He ran down after he threw the touchdown pass. He's jumping into the end zone. He's chasing after Tommy DeVito, giving him pointers. Yeah. Like, this kid's going to bring a different element to this team that we have not seen. That's what we've got surrounding us this year. Remember how I've been saying for the last few seasons, we don't have a vocal leader. Everybody seems quiet. Everybody's always done. No one wants to get in the face. This team is going to be different, bro. In that sense, at the very least. The one thing that's holding this team back from having one of those kind of breakout seasons is the schedule. Schedule is beyond fucking brutal.
Yeah, I think it's pretty tough.
But, injuries happen, to other teams, and shit could go down.
We start out the gate, on the road with two divisions.
I know.
They're like that. And again, and then we come home to the Chiefs. Like, what are they doing to us?
But here's the thing, right? Like, so the thing that I see here is, I'm telling you right now,
3-0.
We could win the first 2 games. We could win the first 2 games. I'm sorry. Because, like, listen, you got all the controversy going on in Dallas. Is Dak even fucking ready to play? Is fucking Micah ready to play? Like, they got their own issues. And Javonte Williams ain't scaring fucking nobody, bro. I don't give a fuck. And Miles Sanders, we ran against this motherfucker for years. He ain't shit.
They
And
got
Vita
George
Blue
Pickens.
and
I think
fucking
George
Vita
Pickens is a nice
Blue,
pickup
really?
for them.
Come on, bro. Like, yo, their run
Yeah.
game don't scare nobody. They going all crazy about George Pickens. It's like, bro, have you not watched Pickens in fucking Pittsburgh? You think he's just gonna come to Dallas with all this bullshit going on and compete with CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson for targets, and he's
Yeah.
gonna be this target
Yes.
machine?
I think he's
Well, I'm
good.
telling you right now, these two teams are this early in the
Dallas always have a good
season
offense.
is to our advantage. I'm telling you, it's insane. Just think of a couple of seasons ago when we went into Tennessee and no one gave us a licking hell of winning. And yes, it took a 2-point conversion to win that game, but we still came out with the W there. And that was the year we went on a run to the playoff. Now, I'm not saying this team's going to do it because this team could very easily go 0-4 to start the season with the way the schedule's lined up. Very easy. Okay.
Just come out 1-1 or 3-3 in the first 6 games. That's
Listen, and the other thing with that
get
is
through it.
I'm not saying we're going to beat Kansas City either, but to get them early when you have Rashid Rice that might be facing a suspension, Isaiah Pacheco coming off of injury, Travis Kelce supposedly down 40 pounds when he came in fat last year. Mahomes always kind of starts off the season a little slow. When the Chiefs are beatable early in the season on the road,
and they get
when
pressure.
at home, they don't fucking lose at home.
And they get pressure on
early
Mahomes.
on the year, and you start hitting Mahomes early in that game,
It's a wrap.
it's going to be a tight one, bro.
It's over.
Played them tight a couple of seasons ago, and we weren't even that good.
Graham Gano, ice in his veins. Fucking 50-yard field goal, win that.
You know, and then you go to the Chargers. Listen, when we get there, we'll get there. You know, but like I said, this team can easily go 0-4 easily. But there's a possibility that I can see them going fucking.
Oh yeah,
very possible.
I think there's one room that I think on this team that's very interesting is the tight end room. I think Theo Johnson, you could slot him in as number 1 because Dable loves Theo Johnson. He is the size of a house.
Day today.
Theo Johnson has a lot of potential. He just pissed us off last year by dropping everything that went his way. He needs to make before he got hurt. You know, he needs to make that jump that I hope he can. And then behind him, you got Bellinger that will not go away. Bellinger, they put him back in the red zone offense. They put him as the halfback again throughout all summer. So like they have plays designed for Bellinger still. So like he's still around. Yeah. Chris Manhertz is arguably the best blocker out of the tight ends. Guy's also another hard worker. And then you got the rookie Fedoni.
Tony Macaroni.
Yo, this motherfucker has made some awesome catches. And then you got Dolchich, who I don't know if you guys saw. Dolchich fucking crushed it in the first 2 weeks of camp. He made catch after catch after catch. And he came over with Russell Wilson, I guess, from Denver. So, like, we got 5, like, tight ends where I'm like, oh, my God, since we let Evan Ingram go, this team has been drafting a tight end every year, you know? So, and I would just love a tight end to fill the role of A, red zone target, and then B, I would love them to, like, have somebody in the third and short, third and 5 or 3rd and 6 situation where you can give us another dynamic to Wilson on a check down or something like that. So I think the tight ends, maybe because they were right in front of me when I was at training camp, the first one I went to.
Were they hanging out with each other?
They were just running the drills. They were just running the drills.
Don't make Jules upset, man. Theo Johnson, that's his Penn State boy. You know what I'm saying?
Theo Johnson, Theo Johnson has been nothing but a disappointment last year. I don't want to hear injury.
But he looked good. He looked good week 1.
He has to make a jump.
Like that little safety valve for him and shit.
The way Brian Dable, he lobbied for him to get drafted. He talked him up last year. He's talking him up again this year. This is like Dable's guy. And it's like, all right, Dable, it's time for Theo Johnson to just, like you said, contribute. You don't have to be a superstar.
Theo Johnson was getting burned with Tyler Warren 2 years ago when he was in Penn State. Like, you know what I mean? Tyler Warren's a fucking first-round pick.
He's gonna be the offensive player. He's gonna be the offensive rookie of the year. That guy, Tyler Warren's gonna be. I'm looking for him.
I can't believe that the Bears took Loveland instead of him, but that's a whole other story for another day. But all right,
it's true.
I keep sleeping on my boys, bro.
Dude, that Warren kid's
number 2 in the nation preseason.
I'm looking at him in fantasy. I'm like, where do I fucking try to draft this motherfucker?
The Warren kid is gonna be fucking good.
Yeah, he looked good in that preseason game.
Think I get him in the fourth?
Look, I don't care if it's Daniel Jones or fucking Anthony Richardson. Like, they're gonna be throwing him the fucking ball.
And can I talk about one last group?
Hopefully.
The
One last
offensive
group, and
line.
then Jules wrap it up after this last group of the kickers that Benny's going to talk about.
The offensive line, once again, is the big black eye of this team. I don't want to hear any positives that Jules will try to propagandize
Embo.
everybody with.
Embo.
No one rookie's gonna switch this whole lineup. All right, number one, Andrew Thomas not being healthy. I'm still concerned because if he comes in, will he stay the whole year? He hasn't done it. I don't even remember the last time he did it. And I love Andrew Thomas, but I'm hoping. He got big money. He got big paid. After him, the depth is not as good. It's better than it used to be, but
It's a
I'm
It's
lot.
nervous.
better.
Yeah, yo, they put a
A lot.
Zudo in at left tackle again.
You had a
It's
good
a
day.
disaster. It's a disaster. Stop with the Zudo at left tackle. Put that kid at guard, please.
Or put him on the
John
right
Michael
side.
Schmitz. They were talking about trading for a center a week ago because this kid is getting pancaked. He's having pre-snap trouble. What the fuck is going on with JMS? I want the kid to be good. I
We
was
all do.
so excited when we drafted him, and he is a problem. He's a major problem. So I'm hoping somehow he turns it around. And then Evan Neal. Like I said, the last like 3 years with Evan Neal. Evan Neal needs to needs to be good enough, and this team could take off. I think he has that much influence on this team's success. As a guard, put him on the right side, put him next to a veteran. Illuminor, I love.
Yeah.
Here's my prediction: Illuminor gets a contract extension
He might.
middle of the year. I
Yeah.
think they take care of him in like before the season's even over.
He seems
Illuminor's
like a
active.
leader. He seems like a leader on the line.
He also said that he wants to be on the right side. Don't put him at left tackle. He was like, keep me on the right side. Let me do my shit there. You put Evan Neal with him, JMS. I guess it's going to be Hudson or Embo, whatever his name is. And then, and then we have
Runyon,
Runyon
right?
too. Yeah, Runyon. I didn't really like what I saw out of Runyon last year either. But again, the
He'll
line
probably
didn't look
start
so
him.
bad when Thomas was in there. But Thomas goes down, everything fell apart. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
look, Ben,
my
that's the case with most left tackles, right? Let's see what happens with fucking with the Chargers and Slater. Let's not forget that they lost their left tackle.
they put
Let's
Joe
forget that
Alt there. Joe
I
Alt's
know.
gonna be a Pro Bowler.
That's legit.
That's the
see,
guy I
bro.
wanted over Neighbors. I wanted Joe Alt over Neighbors. Just saying.
I love
Just say,
Joel,
like,
but
we'll see.
Neighbors makes us the best wide receiver room in the league, though.
He's the best wide receiver in the league.
No, we have the best wide receiver room in the NFL because of Neighbors. It doesn't matter us three could be the other wide receivers on the Giants. As long as Neighbors there, we're the best.
Okay.
All right.
I wouldn't say that in our division, but okay.
Neighbors is nasty though. That he's the truth. Let's be real. You
You
know it. You all know it. You might hate him. You hate him to love him.
Listen, but speaking of damn, I mean, we are missing a receiver. We are missing a receiver. We need another receiver. I mean, if you
You know, like
look
Wandell?
if you look at just the division,
Slater got paid.
you have CD and Pickens, you have AJ and Devontae, you have fucking now Debo and Terry if they sign them.
It's good.
And Neighbors holds his own with all the ones, and he's arguably right there with CD for being the best in the division for sure. But when they go to two, Wendell, he had 91 catches last year. I'm rooting for the kid and all that, but he just doesn't score like that. He doesn't have that same breakaways type of fucking.
Yeah, he's
play.
not as fast anymore.
And it's just he catches. He's a pretty sure reliable.
Jules, can you say that was a dumb pick? Second round. We picked this fucking midget.
No, but the whole thing was that we were supposed to take George Pickens.
Yeah.
Now they're in the same division, so we're gonna find out.
Funny how that works out. Maybe we'll just go with the four type.
Pickens ain't a one, and we'll see what Dallas does with that fucking.
Not a one.
But listen, it's great that football's back. The BBOMYG is back. Don't forget to like and subscribe if anyone still listens. No, just kidding. But no, for real, guys, we're back. Everything's back. We're back from the hiatus. Summer's fucking over. Like and subscribe. Check us out. We'll be back next week. We got Jets Giants on Saturday. Don't make a big thing about it, but we'll still come in and analyze that game, break it down. Hopefully we see certain guys improve, and that's all you can ask for. And the guys that have went out and did good last week continue the success of the week two. But again, it's just preseason. Everybody's going to be 0-0 to start the week one when we go to Washington. But we'll see you guys later. Have a good week, and we'll be back next week for the same time.
Go
Peace.
Jets.